Israel will look at the scenario in which Egypt goes to war with the rest of the Nile countries. Not only do they blame Ethiopia in this situation for building the dam, but they have just blamed all of these nations, and they're like, we're going to win. Which is possible. Egypt is the strongest nation in the region. Sudan is in turmoil. The Democratic Republic of Congo is in turmoil. And, well, every nation is, I guess. Not every nation. Egypt is happy. And while Tanzania is happy, I think Tanzania is happy. Kenya. I think the Democratic Republic of Congo is everything. So that's besides the point. Oh wait, I forgot to do something, see? No wonder the map looked crazy. And now, for a 5-second disruption of all of the stuff for the thumbnail disappearing. And now, Egypt decides to start an offensive in the northern Sudan. With them having pretty good success. With them having an offensive down the coast and along the Nile. And, well, they even move in and encircle the city of Khartoum. Wait, no, Khartoum's south of that. I mean, right here. They encircle the city of Khartoum. And they even take it. While this is what their borders look like. Yeah, if it's technically by de facto this is a border. With Sudan losing their coastline. Which is infuriating for Sudan. But Egypt is happy and chilling. But Sudan wasn't ready for this war either. And they get a massive encirclement. With Egypt literally declaring victory as they move this way. Because Sudan is literally going to surrender, they think. And as they were guessing, Sudan does. But the southern part got enforced by Ethiopian, Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenyan, and Tanzanian troops. Which starts to stabilize the front line. So really, the proper color for this region would be that. Let's say because it's occupation zones, literally. After a quick fix, we've come to this. After a country falls, we'll do this. And well, all the world is probably like, what is Egypt doing? But they probably don't care. They only care if it's in Europe or the Middle East. Anywhere else, and, well, the world doesn't really seem to care. So let's just continue here. And in the South Pacific. And well, as they start moving in, they start making offensives against this part of the front. With them kicking them back out of this occupation zone. Egypt is pushing forwards regardless. With the forces still too weak to do anything. So they decide to go into South Sudan. Why in the South Sudan? As well, they're weak, falling apart in the midst of the civil war. It's kind of hard for all the forces to hold them, with some rebels probably siding with the Egyptians. With the front being stabilized around here, they start an offensive into Ethiopia. For the first while, this offensive goes well, but it starts to go a bit worse. With Egypt launching a counter-offensive, which encircles this area. So, well, Egypt launches an offensive along this border. With Ethiopia then pushing them back over here, and back in the north. And they get so close to that point that, well, they decide to evacuate Egypt from this area. But the weakness of these countries is what's happening. Well, they're starting to conscript for sure. The losing side is, at least. With them even managing to get to this lake. And into Rwanda and Burundi. And they're also making a better offensive into the Democratic Republic of Congo. With Egypt starting a massive offensive with the fall of South Sudan. South Sudan quickly becomes this kind of occupation zone. And well, by that, they're already in trouble. The Democratic Republic of Congo is now in trouble. But don't worry, with these 100,000 troops trying to quickly get to Kinshasa, the capital, once they fail, they get encircled here. With this front completely moving back. And they start getting pushed back by Kenya and, well, what's it called? Tanzania and the Democratic Republic of Congo, with them re-liberating two countries. With them getting stuck in a stalemate at this point. But Egypt makes its last offensive. It's starting to run short on resources, Egypt is. So they start a big offensive trying to take the capital of Ethiopia, which fails. And well, due to this, Egypt has to start conscripting. And, well, they have to do it fast. So they're getting pushed back on most fronts. With them starting to move into South Sudan. Because, well, and they go over here. Which at this point, they're able to recreate these two nations with an official, proper government. They have Sudan, the Sudanian Republic. And well, they start expanding, along with South Sudan and its new government and military. And as they do this, they start expanding massively into southern Sudan. Egypt's ready to try, but what will happen will be pretty bad. And I don't know why, but yeah, that was a bit crazy. But Egypt is like, no. And they send hundreds of thousands of forces here. With them, they should be able to win at this point. But no, they kind of have problems. Logistically, this offensive failed, so Ethiopia has no chance left. But it tries to get more troops to try and do another one. But then they end up stuck here. And they try to hold it, but once this front breaks again, they decide it's best to go for peace now. Because they think they can gain something out of doing it now. So let's see what happens in the peace treaty. A huge war reparations of Sudan, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, each needing $200 billion paid to them in the next 10 years. And Sudan, on top of that, they have to be gave $100 billion for Egypt to get those lands. And well, Egypt does agree to this. Egypt's economy starts falling apart, and then we'll probably have war again. But as you can see, Egypt got its butt kicked. May have gained lands, but still got its butt kicked. It was like the Winter War for the Soviet Union. Well, that's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out, but not until you subscribe. Bye, guys!